A few days ago, I was playing GTA Online when I was attacked by a Russian crew of special agents and sweaty tryhards. These guys tried to jump me as a group using the dirtiest tactics, and when I didn't let them farm me, they started cheating. And when they started losing, that's when the EWO loops began. One of them sat on their orb for 3 hours trying to pay for a pretend kill, but of course I trolled and baited them into making expensive mistakes.
Vladimir Putin.
So this whole story begins when I dropped into a session and immediately had someone trying to run me over in his Toreador. A little fight started from here, but this guy only had one tactic, so I wasn't too pushed on continuing. But he kept messaging me to come fight him, but every time I did, he was very easy to kill. And after a while, the usual cheater messages started rolling in. That's when the first of the Russian crew members came towards me. I wasn't sure if they were friendly, so I didn't shoot until I knew they were trying to run me over. And a few seconds later, I had another one in an RC car trying to get a cheap kill. This guy turned out to be literally one of the biggest cowards I've met in this game. You won't believe how much of a sweat this guy was. I noticed player 3 had arrived at the same time on his oppressor, but unfortunately for him, he made the same mistake that all Mark II users make.
No thanks, I choose life.
The orange guy got in a Savage helicopter to blow up my car, but when I looked on the player list, his picture was blacked out. This means he's using thermals in the chopper. At this point, I knew I was in for a sweaty fight since they were already playing dirty in a 3v1. I managed to get away and get myself into a jet to make it a somewhat fair fight. But a fair fight was not on their agenda today, so the loser guy teleports away just as I was about to get him. He comes out and attempts to camp up on a roof to thermal snipe me, but since he was already playing like a score warrior, I wasn't going to give him the chance. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood of letting these guys inflate their ego at my expense.
Cry.
After we exchanged pleasantries, I accepted someone's invite to their hangar since all these guys were camped outside my apartment waiting for me to come out.
Cry.
While I was enjoying watching this loser waste all his Mark II rockets, I saw the purple player indoors, so I thought I was about to get orbed. I started executive search so he couldn't orb me. But it turns out he was in Eclipse Towers, and that's where people make cars God mode, so I was suspicious at this point, wondering what he was going to come out in. My mission ends and I notice the red player is now in his facility trying to orb me, so I hit Ghost as fast as possible to avoid it. That's when I was able to confirm that the Deluxo was in God mode.
You are, Alec, dirty individual, sickening.
Right here, I noticed another player in his facility, and his name was a dead giveaway that he was friends with the rest of these guys.
Vladimir Putin.
I set up my Avenger outside the teleporter's apartment, but that guy orbed me and closed his game so he wouldn't be charged for the shot, which didn't even kill me. It looked like that purple guy was God mode, so I got out of there. But that's when I noticed the cowardly guy had joined back to try get a sneaky orb on me.
Can I laugh in your face?
Since there were two players actively trying to orb me, I decided to get into a speed-glitched sea breeze. It's not exactly a glitch, but I'll show you how to do it anyway. Firstly, you go off radar to give yourself a minute to gain altitude. You go up quite high, and then dive bomb straight down. Once you hear your engines at full power, you slowly level out. You'll notice by your minimap that you're going super fast.